What's going on, my bears? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Andrew and I'll be your food guide for today. Today we are sitting at Hakata Ramen Zen. It is one of the best, I guess in the top 5 ramen places in Fukuoka. It's located right outside of Tenjin Metro. So basically, if you want to get here, just go to the Tenjin Metro stop and it's outside. I think you take exit number 12 or 14, one of those. Either one of those is going to be pretty close to where this is. Now, it is actually extremely inexpensive for ramen, in terms of ramen. One bowl is, for at least the standard bowl, is only 320 yen, which is just insane. Now, this is a tonkotsu ramen, so it is a pork broth, a very fatty pork broth. I want to see how it stacks up to Ichiran, but so far I have a pretty good feeling about this place. So just taking a look around, you can see that this is more of a yatai-style, so there's basically just one giant counter, and you guys can see all the employees sort of hustling and bustling and making bowl after bowl of noodles. And in order to get your food, you actually order at a ticket counter or a ticketing machine, which is pretty standard in Japan to do. It's actually one of my favorite things about going to Japanese places is that, that ticketing machine. Because, it's something about being able to handle or hand a paper ticket to the server or the employee. It just adds a bit of fun to the whole dining experience. Alright, so our ramen bowls just got here. Here's mine. This is the recommended, the most popular bowl. This is the bowl number 2. So it's basically just the same as the bowl number 1, but it's got eggs. It has the bamboo shoots, some kind of like oil. I'm not sure what kind of oil that is, but more importantly, it's got this roasted garlic in it. This is the standard bowl right here. Pretty much just chashu, negi, which is the green onion, and noodles. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and dine in. This looks incredible. Itadakimasu. All right, excellent. Here's the bowl. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit, get it a little bit messy. The noodles look very similar to the way Ichiran makes them, actually. It's that thin style of noodle. Already I can smell the garlic. The garlic scent is incredibly strong, which actually I like, so that's a good thing. All right, let's get our first bite. I'm actually going to be using a spoon here to make it easier, but here we go. Already miles better than a different ramen joint that I reviewed recently. I'm not going to name any names, but you guys could probably figure out which one I'm talking about. The noodles have an excellent texture, very reminiscent of the firm option at Ichiran. Excellent slurpability as well. And they do really capture and hold on to the flavor of the broth. Now, speaking of the broth itself is definitely a tonkotsu broth, I can tell. But what I really like about this is that it's not overly fatty. It's really just the perfect amount of fattiness. So this is the standard broth. So you can tell that it's a bit of a different color. Let's give it a try. Ooh, that's so good. I actually think I might prefer standard bowl, the number 1, in terms of broth, compared to the number 2. Although, like normal ramen places, you can get, extra garlic. There's some benishoka as well right there, which is a pickled ginger. And there's also garlic right here. So if you want more of a garlic flavor to your ramen, you can go ahead and pick out your garlic, use the garlic crusher, and do this same old song and dance at most other ramen restaurants. But I really think that the mark of a really good ramen is if the base option is already extremely delicious by itself. So now let's move on to the chashu. So this chashu looks very similar to how Ichiran does it as well. It's a thin slice. And I want to see how tender this is. Wow. It's incredibly tender. Not only that, it's very lean tasting as well. So that's an A+ in my book. That's some good stuff. Let's get a big old slurp of noodles right here. Also, the portioning for how much you pay to how much you get, it's pretty fantastic. This is actually a really big bowl of noodles. Ichiran is about, like, let's say $10. They probably give you half the amount of noodles. So that's something to keep in mind. Last thing I want to check is how good their egg is. I love a good soft boiled egg, and this one is definitely marinated in something. Really gives it an excellent punchy flavor. I really like that machine over there. Earlier it was moving back and forth and slicing the cashew up. Very entertaining to watch, honestly. All right, well, I am going to finish up my bowl of ramen, and I'll meet you guys outside for some final thoughts. All right, well, I am all finished up and standing outside the ramen shop now. So you can see kind of behind me that it's a very small space, although I'm sure it's normally super busy. They do have like a kind of makeshift line sort of thing going on right there, but for its price, I really feel like, at least in Fukuoka, this place can't be beat. For less than $4 a bowl, you can get some incredibly delicious ramen that's definitely comparable to Ichiran for less than half the price, realistically. Now, I will say that the recommendation that they gave, which is the osusume for the number 2, is definitely, I don't know. I think the number 1, the standard bowl that they have, is definitely a lot better than the number 2 that they have. And I think part of it is because I'm not really a big fan of sesame, and I think what that black oil was sesame oil. So if you guys don't like sesame oil, then definitely stick to the number 1, and then put in your own amount of garlic that you want, just to sort of bring it to whatever taste that what you prefer. So anyway, that's it from me. I'm gonna try to walk this off as best I can, or maybe sit down and sort of just vegetate a little bit. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Talk to you guys in the next video. Stay hungry.
It was really good for a price, but like I said, because you can customize it and they do it for you. That's why it beats. But it's so expensive.